Well, there's always bound to be something to go wrong. So I got here in Oswego yesterday at just after 4 o'clock, and they told me I needed a certain number, and I told them I had one number, and they said no, that's not a good number. So it was already almost 5 o'clock, so I waited around until 5:15, waiting for them to find me a number. 5:15, I just took off and went home. I only live 30 miles from here. So I went home, went and seen the dentist this morning. Not great news, but that's a different topic. Roads were covered really bad this morning. Let me see, spinning the camera around. That's still what's left over right now. Pretty freaking nasty day. I was hauling ass pretty good though, because I had fun doing that. So now I got back over here this afternoon around 11 o'clock or so. Check back in. They send me back over to the bullpen again. And then they called me up and they tell me what the number is. I said, well, that's the number I told you I had. Oh. Well, that's the number you need, but you don't need to be at this gate. You need to be at the north gate. The north gate's only 500, 500 yards away, something like that. 100 yards away. It's not very far. I can see it from one gate. I can see the other gate. You wouldn't think they would have the common sense to call up that gate and see, if that was where I was supposed to be. So she sends me back over the bullpen to fill out basically read over their rules and stuff, and to fill out a questionnaire. And then I guess one of the head security guys come over and he's like, "Oh, you were here last night, right?" Yeah. He said, "Well, I'm gonna help you do your test real quick." I said, "Okay." He's like, "Let me see it." He said, "Well, by help I mean I'm gonna do it." Okay. So he takes the test and he marks off all the right answers real quick. He says, "Go back over to the gate." I said, "You sure?" She told me to call. She said that she was gonna call me. He said, "No, go ahead. I'll let her know that you're on your way back over." I said, "Okay." So I went ahead and changed my shoes. I put my steel toes on and headed over to the gate. She got me the paperwork, sent me in. So from yesterday afternoon till 1 o'clock this afternoon, I finally got in the freaking gate. I get over here to where I'm parked at right now in front of the door of the scrap building where they need to take the coils off. Go inside, I check in and everything's fine. He signs on the paperwork. He says back in the door over there. I looked over at the door over there. I said, "There's no overhead crane over there." He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, my coils are loaded on suicide or shotgun." So he says, "Okay." He said, "Hold on a second, let me make a phone call." Calls over, says, "Well, can we bring him over to the it's a cold warehouse, the other part of the facility here?" And they said no, they have to reject him because they're loaded shotgun, not suicide. So now I've been sitting here for almost 2 hours waiting on the word of what I'm doing next. And on top of that, I have a load set up to pick up on Friday going to Orlando, Florida. And all I want to do is just go back home. This is why I don't haul coils, because it's nothing but bullshit. So let's see what happens. Here we are.
He's got one over there on the forklift. Already took one off. Got two more. Big old pile of shreds. They finally got a hold of me just after 4 o'clock and told me that they were going to send me down to this place because Novelis is a bunch of assholes and they won't turn the coils up there. So they come down here and then these guys will send it back over. Fucking retarded, but whatever. So we're getting them offloaded now. Get this crap cleaned up, go to Hell Home, and then Friday morning I got to be in Buffalo to pick up to go down to Orlando. And this is probably going to be the end of the video here. So everybody stay safe and thanks for watching. That's how it's done. One chain through the eye, over the forks, and there she goes. All done. See ya.